before then, were just political attacks on the people that wear the uniform. It's like you go in, you risk your life, you do something, and then you have to worry about all these feckless politicians out showboating to try to run you down. Nobody wants to have to put their life at risk and then have to face that nonsense. And that's really where the defund the police movement came out of. They were looking to harness anti-police sentiment to try to do things like cut the force and have social workers in charge of all. Yeah, good luck responding to some of these crimes with a social worker. With a company in Florida that some people may have heard about, runs some theme parks, about whether it's appropriate to be injecting matters of sexuality and gender theory into these elementary schools. I mean, this is not appropriate to ever tell a student that they were born in the wrong body or any of that, but I mean, they were really fighting hard to get this in. Parents didn't want it. We stood up, we won that fight, and as a result, of 2020, the worst riots that in public disorder that this country has seen in decades. And it was really aided and abetted by woke ideologues and these feckless politicians. And so we didn't allow that to happen in the state of Florida. As soon as I saw this start happening in other states, we mobilized the National Guard, we dispatched all our state law enforcement agencies, but we worked hand in hand with police officers in Miami and all these other places. We said, you are not going to burn down the state of Florida. And so they didn't burn down the state of Florida. So we were able to say, not going to happen, or you're to blame for something that happened 200 years ago just because you share the same color as someone that may have done something. And so we fought critical theory across the board. And you hear sometimes about that. What some people don't know, some of this critical theory, they actually are teaching kids to demonize and to hate law enforcement. They will teach these kids that law enforcement are looking to mow down innocent people, and they're creating, I think, a hatred for people that wear the uniform that is simply unacceptable. So not only in Florida do we not do the critical theory, what we've done is we've established programs where the school districts can have students go and work with law enforcement and be able to see what's going on firsthand. What do they see? They don't see anything that should be demonized. What they end up seeing are people that are working hard next legislative session, so you can just take that to the bank. But we also have to send another message. We have seen woke policies be put into place in some of these very woke jurisdictions. And, the frustrating thing is, you'll have these people running for like district attorney or this stuff, and they're in the Democrat primary, and they're all running to be left of the left. But then whoever wins the primary wins the general because you have such an imbalance. So it creates this race to try to out-woke one another, and that ends up creating these disastrous policies. And so what have we seen? You guys know better than me, but I've seen it all across the country.